How to stay safe while on your vacations.
What you need to watch this spring break.
What to do if you're stuck in Kentucky next week.
Did you know you can go underground on spring break?
Wrapping up March Madness.
What most don't know about the dedication of swimmers.
Nerf Wars taking over Oldham County. I'm Lily Fields.
And I'm Kaitlyn Gratton. All this and more on this edition of OTVX.
You're watching OTVX.
You're watching OTVX.
I'm Dalen Hart Jr., and you're watching OTVX.
I'm Jay Asher, author of 13 Reasons Why, and you're watching OTVX.
Bringing you the news and the funny, you're rolled into one. Tell us who your colonels is. OTVX #1. We got what you need. What you need. We got what you need. What. OTVX.
In international news, investigators of the recent crash of Germanwings Flight 9525 have found that the co-pilot, Andreas Lubitz, was suicidal at one time. The lead pilot left the cockpit, leaving the co-pilot in charge and alone in the cockpit. Black box audio reveals that the co-pilot locked himself in the cockpit. The lead pilot can be heard outside the door, banging on the door trying to get in. Recent findings show that Lubitz had a suicidal past. He visited a psychologist before receiving his pilot's license to confront his suicidal thoughts. German laws protect confidentiality of medical records, making it hard for the airline to discover that Lubitz was suicidal. His past medical records combined with the black box evidence shows prosecutors that Lubitz committed suicide by crashing the plane into the French Alps. He also took the lives of 149 people aboard. American airline regulations require 2 airline personnel on the flight deck at all times to prevent this kind of incident.
While many students will be having a great time on the beach in Florida, many will be staying right here in Oldham County. But that doesn't mean you can't have a great week. We give you some awesome ideas that are sure to make you have a great spring break.
Are you stuck having a staycation rather than a vacation this spring break? Here's some things that will help you take your mind off the beach and enjoy your time off of school. Check out some local attractions such as museums, art galleries, and theaters. Build a fort in your living room. Learn something new like rollerblading or guitar. Waste your life away with Netflix and video games. Load up a car with your friends and take a small road trip. Head to your local park. Have a picnic. Take a trip to Waffle House at 2 a.m. Treat yourself to a well-deserved spa day. Make cool designs on your driveway with sidewalk chalk. Go to the walking bridge for a pleasant stroll. Visit a restaurant and only order dessert. Catch up on that sleep that you've deprived yourself of. Go camping in your backyard. Have a bonfire. Wear your pajamas all day. Go on grocery store adventures. And most of all, don't forget to have a blast. Sam Doden, OTVX.
Louisville Mega Caverns have just got a little more mega. Dylan Skaggs shares about the awesome new addition.
AOC, it's Dylan Skaggs with a sweet spring break idea. If the weather's bad or you're just bored, head on down to the Louisville Mega Cavern and check it out. They are open 7 days a week, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Although reservations are highly suggested, walk-ins are still welcome. The Mega Cavern was originally mined for limestone between the 1930s and the 1970s, but is now even more mega and is home to 6 mind-blowing experiences, 3 of which are one of a kind. The 3 are the world's only underground zip lines, a new challenging rope course, and the most recently added 325,000 square foot BMX park. There's also a tram quest, lights under Louisville, and an event center where you can host parties and meetings for any event.
Back in the back is all the trails and stuff for the cross country. People like to ride the trails in the woods and stuff. It's more technical stuff. This is where most of the BMX people hang out at and everything. Now that Area 2's open, they can hang out over there. They're in the pump track in Area 1. Everything's open now.
Is it just one ride at a time?
No, we'll have trains of people come through. I've seen, the most I've ever counted was probably like 60 people. All started up there, like one of the opening weekends, they'll start up there in the bowl up there, and they'll just they'll kind of give each other space, but one after another, they'll come through, and they'll all spread out when they come down here. It's actually really cool to see. They'll all spread out and just start hitting different tricks on all three of the lines. You'll have somebody over there going through the smaller ones. You'll have a few people go through the big jumps here, and then they'll all meet down there and go off the last jump one after another. This has been open since February.
So this is brand new.
This is brand spanking. That's why we're still trying to figure out, like I told him.
It looks like it's been down here forever.
I know, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
When you first come in here for new people, it's intimidating. Because they're not, nobody else has this. Nobody else in the world has this. And that's what kind of blows my mind working down here is this is the only one around. If you can ride a bike, you can come down here and ride.
We are coming to the end of March Madness. Garrison Simpson gives us everything to know as the UK Wildcats seek the perfect season.
With Cinderella bracket busters in the round of 64 and overtime thrillers in the Elite Eight, March Madness is coming to an end. With only 4 teams standing and the calendars flipping to April, national championships hopes and dreams are in the air. While many will be on spring break vacation, the Duke Blue Devils will take on the Michigan State Spartans at 6:09 on Saturday, April 4th. The frontrunner Kentucky Wildcats tip off against the Wisconsin Badgers at 8:49 following the previous game. The winners of each game will meet at the Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis, Indiana for the national championship game. Well, OC, that concludes this March Madness Blue Crew News. I'm Garrison Simpson, signing off.
As winter sports wind down, spring sports kick off, and this year we have a new girls sport. Courtney Veston tells us how the girls lacrosse season is going this far.
It's really fun, but we have a lot of expectations and pressure on us, I feel like, especially as a senior when you have to be sort of the team captain and lead a completely new team. That's very hard, but it's so much fun too.
She also tells us how they have prepared for this season.
There are a lot of challenges as a completely new team because we have to learn all the skills and techniques and at the same time learn all the rules. And there's a lot of stuff to just know as a new player.
She concludes with how close the girls are as a team.
From the beginning, I didn't know that many people, maybe 2 or 3 people, but now at the end, I feel like I've gotten closer to a lot of people and I can talk to almost everybody and make jokes and all that.
There's familiar faces coaching the girls. Miss Miller explains her role on the coaching staff.
I am the girls' assistant coach for lacrosse, and I help out Jimmy Conklin and kind of do whatever he tells me to do with the girls. We had some conditioning before the season started in January and February, and then we started having practices, and we run drills and practice our catching, passing, shooting, ground balls, defense, all those kind of things.
She concludes with her expectations for the rest of the season.
We're hoping for the girls to get better, which they have done. Every single game, these girls are improving, and we'd like to get a W on our calendar as well.
I was also able to catch up with Mr. Conklin, who is the head coach, and he explains how he was selected for the job.
They interviewed a couple people. They went through a little process, calling people over the phone, trying to find the right coach. They had approached me about it. I was already coaching with the varsity boys lacrosse team and the JV team.
He also talks about what he expects from the girls this season.
We've really started out with fundamentals. Fundamentals have been the biggest thing. We're a bunch of brand new players. A lot of us haven't even played sports before, so we've really focused on, trying to figure out the fundamentals of lacrosse as well as how to develop, team chemistry and just work together as a team.
He concludes with the future of the girls lacrosse team and how they are preparing for the future.
I want everybody to feel comfortable every time they step on the field. I want them to be confident that they have developed their lacrosse skills where, they're not worried about how good the other team is. They're just worried about getting better. I want them to develop a lot of team chemistry. I want it to be like next year coming in that, we're already close. Our expectations are we're going to work together to be as good as we can to win as many games.
This is Stephen Hall, OTVX.
Swimming is much more than what meets the eye. Maddie Rice explores the drive behind the swim team.
Most high school students are still soundly asleep in bed. I'm unfortunately just waking up. Most people start swimming when they are young. It slowly starts to take over your life. Dedication to practices is key to our training. We only take off 2 weeks a year in between short course and long course. Swimmers spend so much time in the pool that our teammates become more like family and our coaches act as our second parents. We have 9 scheduled practices a week, ranging from 2 to 3 hours per practice, with weights Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, dry lands Tuesday, Thursday, all before the sun even rises. We have 4 morning practices a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, from 5:15 to 6:45, then followed by a full day of school and going back to the pool for our afternoon practices. Being a student athlete really builds up your appetite. With all of the calories you burn in the pool, we eat more than the normal person. On average, we range from 4,000 calorie diet to a 6,000 calorie diet, eating relatively healthy just in mass quantities. Each day before practice, Coach Scott will explain to the team what we are going to do during the practice. It can either be a good thing or a bad thing, depending on how hard the workout looks. This is normally the only time the whole team is together before we split up into our assigned lanes.
All right, good. Evens are your choice. All right, 10 100s kick on 155, odd squat, evens choice. We'll get going up top.
During each practice, they can range from recovery to sprints. Recovery days are once a week, almost always on Thursday, personally my favorite day. We focus solely on technique and breathing patterns. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday are normally the hardest days, with sprints and long-distance practices. Many coaches incorporate dryland work into their daily planning. It can either fall before or after our main workout in the pool, ranging from 45 minutes to an hour and 15 minutes. Working out outside of the pool is key to our training. It builds strength and teaches us skills on land that we will then be able to transfer into the water. When practice is over, we quickly get our belongings and hit the showers. Almost every swimmer has a huge smile on their face while walking out of the practice, no matter how hard it may have been. Once we get home, we are on crunch time to get what we need done. A main priority is homework. Procrastination is very hard to do with our schedules, but distractions do come in our way, managing our time to the best of our abilities.
War is raging right here in Oldham County. Lately, our senior class has been taken over by Nerf. Logan Parker shares what really happens during Nerf wars.
We're just going to cut in.
This year, Senior Nerf War has kicked off with a very exciting start. Out of the 213 players spread across 29 teams, almost 80 people have been eliminated. This OCHS tradition has been going on since 2010. OTVX met up with some of the Nerf teams to see what they think of this year's game.
Nerf Wars is supposed to be like blood.
One safe day.
Well, I got shot, but it hit the gun.
It's exhilarating.
I couldn't go out crazy every day.
People complain a lot when you kill them.
It's cold.
Rules are bullcrap. I love the challenge, man. I love being on top. I don't know about you all. They love being on top.
I almost got blackmailed.
Doesn't remember what the outdoors are like. Crazy. It's crazy.
It's pretty crazy.
Remember, the Nerf Wars is not a school-affiliated event, so be sure to keep the shooting off of school property. Logan Parker, OTVX.
Oh, hi guys, Cleve Erland here to tell you what to do when you run into problems when you're on vacation. You could even say, I'm here to tell you what to do when things go south, when you're down south. Let's go! The first way to stay safe is simple. Never accept food or drink from a stranger. Strangers are nasty creatures that sit out in the sun all day and sweat. Look, there's a stranger now. Filthy. So remember, never accept food or beverage from a stranger.
Whoa, man, are you Cleve Ireland?
Hello, stranger.
I'm a huge fan, man. Would you like to accept this food or beverage from me?
Oh, thanks, mate. Now get out of the shot. Another tip for staying safe when you're on vacation is beware the souvenir shops. You go in and you never come back because you get trapped. And if you do come back, you're as broke as a stingray.
Ooh. Take that.
Last but not least is sunscreen. Sunscreen is your friend. You don't want the evil sun demons to descend from their throne and permanently taint your epidermis! So just wear some sunscreen. It'll help out quite a bit. Just keep on lotion it up, alright? Just keep it on lotion. Is it too much? There's no such thing as too much sunscreen. This was a picture of me before I knew these rules. So stick with me if you want to have a good time. If you follow these rules, you'll stay safe when you're down south. Now if you'll excuse me.
Well, I know I'm excited for Nerf my senior year.
Yeah, and I cannot wait for spring break next week. I'm Lily Fields.
And I'm Kaitlyn Gratton. Have fun and stay safe next week, OC, and we will see you next time on OTVX.
You're watching OTVX.
You're watching OTVX.
I'm Dalen Hart Jr., and you're watching OTVX.
I'm Jay Asher, author of 13 Reasons Why, and you're watching OTVX.
Bringing you the news and the funny, you're rolled into one. Tell us who your colonels is. OTVX #1.